That's right, Graham. That game is definitely my kind of game. Just like what we're making in the kitchen today is my kind of thing. It's all about sauces, or actually awesome sauces today. And we asked you on our Facebook page, let us know what's your favorite sauce and what you like to pair it with. This morning we're making a deliciously rich, buttery, lemony sauce known as Hollandaise sauce. And we had to bring in the professionals because I can't make it on my own. Chef Brad Ball, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Good to have you today. We're
Cool, good to
making
be back.
Hollandaise sauce, and I'm going to be honest from the outset. This sauce scares me. It's probably one of the scariest sauces I've ever made because it seems difficult.
That's a little bit intimidating, and yeah, things can go easily wrong.
Yes.
But if you just follow a couple of simple, basic rules, you should be okay. But basically, what you don't want to do is work with your butter that's too hot, or add too much butter to your eggs, which are going to help you to emulsify the sauce.
Okay, wonderful. So before we begin, all right, if you have struggled with Hollandaise sauce, right now is the moment where we're going to learn how to make it the right way. No pressure, Brad.
No pressure, no pressure.
Okay, cool.
Right, so basically what we want to do is we want to combine two liquids that usually wouldn't combine in lemon juice and in clarified butter. The clarified butter is just simply butter that has been melted. It's also known as ghee, butter that has been melted, and we separate the milk solids from the fat.
All right.
Over here we've got a little bit of butter that is melting. What we'll do is we'll just let that butter melt, it will come up to a foam, and then once it foams, then we'll just switch it off. We'll let it settle, and what will happen, have all the milk solids at the bottom, and we'll have the beautiful fat that we want at the top.
All right.
So once we've got that, we just scrape off all of those sort of milk solids that are on top. We'll have a beautiful, clear, liquid, clarified butter.
Like we have over there.
Okay. So what we're going to start with is a little bit of egg yolks, a little bit of water, a little bit of lemon juice. Okay, and we want to whisk this and create what we call sort of a sabion. It's going to get very thick, and it's going to become sort of, you'll see what we call sort of ribbon stage, where you can see the whisk moving through it. It'll probably take a good sort of 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're just going to slowly start adding our clarified butter to it. And when I say slowly, you've got to start slowly, and once you get the emulsion, then you can start adding a little bit quicker and a little bit quicker.
Okay.
So Hollandaise it's one of the 5 French culinary mother sauces. Yeah. And although the French sort of have given kudos for the sauce, it actually comes from or believed to be inspired by a Dutch sauce. It was made at a French state visit by a French chef for the King of the Netherlands, big cheese as it were. And this is, like I say, the mother sauce, and there's derivatives from it. So if you add, for instance, whipped cream to it, becomes a sauce mousseline. If you add tarragon to it, becomes béarnaise, which is sort of probably the most popular, which we'll be doing later on in the
So many different sauces were derived from just this one sauce.
Absolutely.
So right now in our bowl, we've just got our egg yolks, and we've got a little bit of hot water. Now this is the thing that gets me, is the constant whisking and whisking and whisking. Because you have guns of steel, right? I have not guns of steel. So can anybody just do this?
You can. Listen, there is a cheat method that you could do into a food processor, but you don't get the same results.
Okay. So there is an easier option, but you're not going to get the same consistency and things like that.
Exactly. So what we're going to do now, we're going to just start adding our clarified butter really slowly. And want to make sure that you start off slowly, and you can get that emulsification going on. I'm going to remove this from the heat now.
Would it be better to have it in this little holder of yours like you've got there? Because then you can add it really slowly.
You can add it really slowly, And don't be afraid to add a little bit of water just to get to...
Shall we pop this
There we go, that's off. Right, so you can see it's separated really well now.
I see that, Ooh,
okay, so there we go. So we just want to keep on whisking.
Okay.
And then, once you're done with this, you can pass it in case there's any little bits and pieces of your egg that might have overcooked, or if there's anything that you just want to get rid of any impurities.
Now, something that I'm also quite afraid of when making a sauce like this is, it's splitting. Because then you've worked so hard, and at the end of it, it's like you really can't use it. How do you make sure that it doesn't end up splitting?
Well, like I say, you just got to follow the rules. You've got to make sure that your temperature of your butter isn't too high. You've got to make sure that you don't add too much butter. And the recipe has got those quantities in it. But just, if it does split, you can get it back. But and it happens in the restaurant often, even as pros, we make those mistakes. And like you said, so no pressure today to get this right.
Wow, but it is really starting to look
There we
good.
go.
It's starting to look
come
so
together.
velvety,
There we
smooth
go.
and good. If you would like the recipe for our Hollandaise sauce this morning, all you have to do is SMS the word sauce to 33728. We'll send you everything that you need to make it and the link to the recipe as well. And like Brad said, all you have to do is just follow the rules, follow the recipe as is. Don't get, wild and crazy. And of course, you could be making this delicious recipe as well. It's such a great sauce to make, and like you said, you can actually do so many other different
So many other
sauces from
things that
just
you can
this
do.
base.
Absolutely, exactly. And traditionally Hollandaise and its derivatives are normally served with grilled fish or steak, but you can actually go with vegetables. It's fantastic with asparagus, classic eggs Benedict in the morning, and this particular sauce, working on a wine farm, it loves wine, so we like to serve it with bubbly or sort of a good Chardonnay.
Brad,
there we go.
You have done so well. Look at that. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It is rich. It's velvety. I'm sure it tastes amazing. And when we come back after the break, we're going to pair a lovely béarnaise sauce with cheese. I mean, not cheese, but with steak.
With steak,
and
there we
chips.
go.
And I think it's going to go together beautifully.
Beautifully.
We'll see you right back after the break.
By supporting businessmen like Sibusiso Chabalala and his Berry Hill Trading Company, that's where we found goodness. Pick and Pay, always there for you.